Hey guys, good morning everybody. Today is Thursday, June 3rd. It is 6:24 right now. We got market opening up in about 6 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and finish setting up this chart real quick and we'll get started shortly with our analysis for today. So I'm going to start off by marking up the supply zones. Let's see. Its coordinates are 44, 920, 44, 980. This one's going to be at 45,000. This will be the demand zone. This will be 44, 730, 44, 700. 650 and 44, 700. 650, 700. You go up and mark up these other zones. So we have the overnight high, 44, 933. E and trading resistance. Buy zone's already covered. Forty-four, 820, 44, 830. Market. And we got 44, 730. This whole area down here is like 44, 730, 44, 750. This whole lower area down here is demand zone, looks like. Key support's going to be at 44, 650. I already have that marked up. And breakout target's going to be at, and we got that already marked up. Okay, cool. So good morning, everybody, guys. Today is Wednesday, July 3rd. It's the day before 4th of July. Market's going to close early today, or it's later today. 6:29 market's gonna open up shortly in about 30 seconds. If you guys are looking to take the breakout for today is going to be a buy for the regular breakout. I'll be marking up the orb over here in a few once we have the first 2 minutes of market open. Other than that, let me mark up liquidity real quick. Get a chance to mark this up. I had a little bit of a late start today because my for some reason TradingView is running slow for me, so I had to reset everything. All right, guys, market is now open. Yeah, as you guys can see here, TradingView for some reason is just loading really slow. So I've been having issues trying to get everything loaded up, to mark everything up, but it's okay. We're here now. Market is now open. Just a reminder, today is NFP, so something to be aware of. NFP stands for non-farm payroll for you guys who don't understand what the acronym means. It is jobs data. So today is the most manipulated day of the month. If you guys are not familiar with NFP, this is where the biggest moves happen pre-market. You guys probably have already seen the big spikes right there. So today's one of those days to be a little careful. Usually NFP is either really good or it's really bad. For us this week, it's been kind of in between. It's got a lot of choppiness, so hasn't exactly been the best time to trade as much. All right, guys, looks like we are good here. All right, so if you guys are looking to take some sweeps, possible sweep area is going to be right here at the intraday pivot zone. ATR is currently at 11. Today's bias is mild bullish to neutral bearish. So if you guys are looking to take a sweep, this would be a possible sweep area right here. It's going to be at 44,827. Looking over here at the orb, guys, the orb looks like it could be setting up right here for a buy. So the orb is going to be right here at, the candle has to close above it, but if it does close above it, the orb is going to be right here at 44,876. 44,876 right there. It was a little big, but interesting me at 44,876. So it's got to close above it. If it doesn't close above it, then you got to wait for it to actually confirm.
Order submitted.
See right there if I could get into it. Let's see. I was trying to get into it right here. I think I might have been a little too late, but let me see if I could get into it right here. All right, so the 50 is going to be right there. So the orb right here is currently running. Trying to get into it right here. I think I got into it. Let me see. Yeah, currently in it right there in profit. So the orb is running right there. I'm pushing it up to, oh fuck, I forgot to change my target. I got it at 30, guys. Yeah. I forgot that I had to move my target to 50. So I already got out for 30 points right here for the orb, guys. If you guys took it, nice work. If you guys didn't, it's still running to the 50 right there. I totally forgot to shift my target up to 50 because I had it set to 30 by default. Looks like the 50 here is going to get hit. And there you go, full TP on the orb for 50 points. Fuck my life. It's okay. I took 900 on that per account. Yeah, so I got out for 30, unfortunately. I gotta set my ATM to like, but it's okay. It's still good. So if you guys caught that right there, 50 points for the orb. Breakout also hit. So there's two different breakouts that came out today. The original breakout right here hit for 50 points. So this is the original breakout. As you guys know, this one, it's basically you just enter a market order as soon as market opens up. Buy signal right here, breakout here for 50 points right there. The orb is still currently running to the 100. So, or if you guys got out at 50, then it's done. But I'll use this confluence here for follow up. Okay, so we got that right there. Yeah, you guys can see my entry right here. So my entry was right here at these green bars. See, right, this is where I entered my buy contract, 6 contracts, and then I exited right here at my 30 points, unfortunately. Supposed to get out at 50, but I forgot to adjust my target once it opened up. So solid entry right there. Other than that, we'll keep looking for some more opportunities. There's actually a high-low break and retest right here as well. The high-low break and retest happened at the 1 minute mark. So there's a lot of entries that just came up all at one time. So we had the high-low break and retest that happened right here. There's a higher high. This candle broke and closed past it. This one retested. That's where the limit order would have been placed, would have filled it straight to TP. And then right after that, we had, or I'll put these in order. So the first entry was the breakout. This was at 6:30, full TP. Next entry was right here. This was the high-low break and retest. We had this opening candle right here, 6:30, close above it, retested on the following. That's the second entry. And the third entry was the orb right here. The orb hit for 50. So the orb over here, we waited until 6:32. Once the 6:31 candle closed, we look for the 6:32 candle break and close above it, and then retest on the following candle. So pretty solid profit right there on that one. Still pushing up, so we can still reach the full 100, but I'm not in it for 100. I was going for the 50. And then also a sweep right here. Fuck, I just missed a sweep. Damn. There's so many entries here that came up so quickly that I missed a lot of good ones here. So another sweep right there too. So if you guys have looked at my daily outlook, what I started to mark up over here, guys, is I started to mark up supply and demand. Thanks to PC. I'm not sure if you're here on the live session right now, but PC mentioned yesterday, like since we're trading momentum, we should look at these, we should focus on supply and demand levels. So if you look at my daily outlook, I actually have a whole section here for supply and demand zones. And that's where I marked up the supply zone right here. So there was liquidity sitting right there, and that would have been the entry right there, of course, for the sweep. Nice. So Sam over there got the sweep as well. Nice work, Sam. Nice work, everybody. Looks like everybody here caught it. Sam got it 50. Sam got it for 50 earlier. Ben got it. Talanji got it. I got it. Solid profit right there. So we still have more opportunities for entry here. We got the sweep there's pretty much done. There's a lot of entries here that came up, guys, super quickly. We had the breakouts. You had one breakout. We had one high-low break and retest. We had one orb here. The orb is still running to the 100. So I said earlier, guys, we're using this as a confluence. It's running to the 100 right there. For my stats, the 100 here actually hits pretty often. So this is probably going to get hit today on its way up to that 100 points. There's no other entries here right now. There's another possible sweep right here. I don't know if I would take the sweep because, typically I only go for the first one or the ones that actually fill. But there is another sweep level right here if anybody's trying to get into this sweep. Again, this sweep level is going to be a little tricky because obvious reasons. The first one over here already got hit. But if you want to double tap this sweep over here, I mean, possibly. I really wouldn't go for that sweep though because it's going to go counter against the 100 points here. I would look for the 100 points here to get hit first and then possibly a sweep back down. So the 100 right there is almost at its point. There goes the sweep right there. Sweep just got filled. Again, like I said earlier, I wouldn't really take the sweep here because the initial sweep over here already got filled and hit. But if you're feeling, if you feel comfortable about these sweeps here, this whole area is a supply zone. So yeah, PC said might be an all-time high day. Yeah, I could see it. I just talked to the other Sam about this too. Yesterday during our mentoring session, he was looking at the daily and he's like, yeah, this is at the all-time high. And I was like, I didn't even realize that was the all-time high. So we're getting pretty close to it. The 100 points is almost hit over here for the orb. Christian's asking, what are the criteria for the orb? The orb is you're just marking up the opening range high and the opening range low. First 2 minutes. This is a 2-minute orb. So the first 2 minutes of market open, 6:30, 6:31. We mark up the high, we mark up the low. We look for price to break and close past it. And once it breaks and closes past it, we're looking for the retest for entry. Traditionally, people would just enter right away. So if this candle closed right there, a lot of people would just enter on the close. For me, I'm looking for the retest because I want to place a pending order, not a market order. So those are the requirements for the orb. It's a very simple strategy. A lot of people apply it. I just added my little twist to it because I wanted to confirm. So there's a couple of things here that I added to it. I added the limit order, and I also added the momentum signal for confluence. So we had a buy momentum signal right here. So this indicated that price was probably going to push, and that's exactly why I took it there, because it was in the direction of momentum. All right, so it looks like the sweep over here, I don't know if it pushed for 20 points. No, it's still running. But again, like I said earlier, this sweep is a little tricky because it's going against the orb here. I would like to see the orb hit 100 first and then come back down. So hit that 100 first. Once it hits 100, then we'll come back down for retracement. Yeah, it's a pretty great day so far with regard to the entries. A lot of entries here came up. We'll keep looking here. All right, so the sweep is coming back down. Talanji said, I still have access to sentiment since I'm in the UK. I remember it being strong for extra all-time high analysis. Yeah, exactly. So like if we're at the all-time high and if you see the sentiment super high for buys, we're probably gonna get retracement or a push down from there. So yeah, if you see that, Talanji, or if it's like super high, you just want to make sure the sentiment is like above like 70%, above 70 or 75, around there. That'll usually that'll usually do it. All right, so we're almost at the 100 points here for the orb. So all the directional strategies and breakout entries, I'm marking up with a green target symbol. The sweeps are going to be in blue. Not in the sweep right here. I'm still waiting for this 100 to get hit. It's almost up there. Cool. Thanks, Delange. Appreciate that. All right, so the 100 got hit right here, guys. 100 points for the orb if you guys took that. Price is still pushing up super high. I'm not in this position right here. That's what I mentioned earlier. I said if the sweep over here got filled already, I wouldn't take a higher sweep. I mean, I probably wouldn't take sells here to begin with the because my bias for today was a buy. So if you look over here at my daily plan, so my AM bias was mild bullish. For the PM, it's neutral to bearish. So I'm expecting price to be bullish here in the morning, and then midday it's probably going to shift back to bearish as it corrects back down. The reason for that is because a hotter than expected NFP print over here, it was 147 versus the 110, and lower unemployment. So over here you can see the I don't really need to mark it up. You guys know where the data is at. The data is right here for the NFP. This thing spiked up from this lower point up here. Surprisingly, it didn't spike up that much. It spiked up about like maybe 100 points. Would have expected a higher spike, but that's pretty much what we got right there for NFP. ATR is still at 20 right now. Thanks, Sam, for the heads up on that. Yeah, I didn't realize the ATR is still pretty low. So we're currently at the supply zone. There's no other liquidity up here. If we did have liquidity sitting up here above this area, then I would have taken this as a sweep. Because I think right now price is definitely overextended. So this number right here, this is the supply zone, but this is also the breakout target. So that's where I'm expecting price to finish off at. It got close to it, not quite to it yet though, so it might come back up and then bounce off. Or if it turns from here, This could be the turning point as well. I just realized I didn't post my profits for the day yet. All right, so I think I forgot to turn on a couple of my accounts, but it's okay. I think I forgot to turn on my Tradeify account, so I don't have them on here, but you guys will see the others. All right, so price is pushing back up to the supply zone. It's currently at it. Let's see if it rejects off here, if it pushes above. If it pushes above, that's fine. You can keep pushing up higher. But that is the supply zone right there. So let me go over here real quick and screenshot this entry. This is the entry that I took for the day. If you guys have profits to post, feel free to send them in. So I took the orb right there. And here are my profits. So this is a trade I took right there, the orb. And here are my profits on that. So I locked in 900 per account. And then down here, my smaller accounts locked in 300 per account. And then these are my other accounts right here. So pretty decent profit on that orb. I wish I moved my target up to 30 or to 50, but it pulled me out at 30. So this profit here should have been a little bit more. It should have been at this should have been 1,200, I believe, or 1,600, something like that. It's fine. I'll take what I got. But yeah, it should have been a little bit more. Let's see. PC said, I feel like the market is running on hopes and dreams, so this bull run is kind of scary, dangerous. Yeah, and I agree with you 200%. I agree with you. And Sam said, news, be careful. Let me check the news for today. I didn't even look at that. Let's see. So we got news over here, 7 o'clock. We got ISM services PMI and factory orders. There's actually news that just passed right now too, 6:45. Let me mark that up real quick. So we had 6:45 news, which was right there. We got more news at 7 o'clock right here. Yeah, be careful, guys. So you can see over here prices rejecting off my supply zone right there that I marked up. This is going to be the turning point. Basically, right here, if price rejects off this point, then we're going to expect it to come back down. If price ends up breaking above it, then we'll continue pushing up higher. But we'll have to wait and see what happens from there. Daniel's asking, what are your settings on the orb indicator? So the settings are set to they're set to 6:30 and 6:32. So it starts at 6:30, it ends at 6:32, meaning it only marks up the first 2 minutes of the candle. And then also you have to set your time zone. The time zone, I believe, is at -7 or -7. If the markups are like off, then just change the time zone to a different time zone, like the closest one next to it. Because what I noticed is it might be based off daylight savings time, so it might be off by like an hour. That's what I noticed when I was testing. So when I was testing, I kind of went back and it was weird because it changed to like 5:30 a.m. and I just changed it to -8. And that's what I have for those settings there. Let's see, Steven over here. Let's see what you locked in, Steven. So we got Jonathan here. He locked in 144 for the day. Nice work, Jonathan. And we got Steven over here. Steven locked in 295. Nice work, Steven. Yeah, if you went to that full 100, you actually would have locked in a lot more, like maybe 600 or 700 on that times three, basically. It's all good, Steven. Um, I mean, as you continue to come on these live sessions, you'll start to understand like where the entries and exits are, and then you'll be able to adjust. I totally forgot to adjust my target. I forgot that I have it set to 30. I think what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to set another custom strategy to 50/50 so I don't screw up next time. I'll make sure that it's at 50. Specifically for the orbs though, not for everything, of course, just the orbs. But yeah, the orb is good if you guys take it for a 1 to 2. Like yesterday lost for the 100, but today won for the 100 and the day before won for the 100. So you actually would have made more profit this week. You would have had 3 wins, 3 wins, right? Or 4 wins. One or the other. I don't know. But yeah, I think 4 wins today. If you traded the orb, and if for 1 to 1, if you trade the orb for 1 to 2, you would have locked in, I think, maybe 6 wins. Because you lock in, yeah, like 300 points minus 50, so like 250. Close to like 3 or 4 wins. All right, guys. Anyways, we're still watching this area right here. We're seeing how price reacts to this point. I mean, there's no entries here to take right now, so we're really just waiting. All right, so we are now currently just waiting again. Not really much here at the moment. Price is currently above the supply zone, but there's just nothing else to look at the moment. So we're just waiting for here. We're waiting for some sort of confirmation. Yeah, no confirmation here yet, but we're getting there. All right. Price is currently sitting above the area. What I'm going to be looking for here is a possible high-low break and retest. We don't have a high established yet, so once that high is established, I'll be looking for opportunities here. Again, the market is moving directional right now, right? So what are we going to do? We're going to look for directional strategies, which is going to be MPSV2s and high-low break and retest. We're not really going to look for sweeps here. It wouldn't matter because we're getting to that all-time high, so we're not going to be able to take sweeps even if we wanted to. We're mainly going to be looking for directional entries like and PSV2s and uh high-low break and retest. So we need to have this high right here established first before we can start looking for buys. So what I need to see here is I need this high to establish. I need price to come down a little bit, establish a low, come back up, break above it, retest, and I'll be looking to take my buy from there. And then we got news in about 5 minutes. We'll see how news over here affects the market as well. But we have a pretty strong bullish run here so far. Again, if you guys are just joining in, we had a bunch of entries that hit today so far. We had the breakout over here hit full TP for 50 points or 100 points, depending if you're going for a 1-to-1 or a 1-to-2. This is the original breakout momentum that hit full TP. Then we had a high-low break-in retest over here, hit for 30 points. Then we had a sweep right here, hit for 30 points. And then we had the orb, 2-minute orb over here, also hit full TP for 100 points. So in total, we had a lot of profit for the day so far. We have 200 points with regard to the breakouts. And then we have 60 points over here with regard to the sweep and with regard to the high-low break and retest. So in total, 260 points for all the entries we covered here on the live. It's a pretty good, pretty great NFP day. The week was kind of like iffy because it was so bouncy, but overall, we had a pretty great NFP day to wrap up the week. Um, Let's see. Lila said, "Oh my, I don't know how to do all that. I just play follow the leader. Whatever Sean says, that's what I do. I look at the indicators, but if Sean doesn't say it, I don't do it." So Lila over here, she locked in some pretty good profit as well. She locked in 1,940. Nice work, Lila. Yeah, if you guys have profit to post up, feel free to send them in. Lila locked in 1,940 for the day off that one trade. Nice work, Lila. And you guys did good so far. Pretty solid. Steven said these are his settings per trade. Um, gotcha. So you have it set to 50-50, right? I'm assuming that's where you have it set to. I don't know. I'm assuming the ticks are because you have it 5,000, but since you're trading Forex, I'm assuming it's set to 50-50. I mean, that looks right, I guess. I can't say for sure because I don't know what it is I don't know what it is in conversion to points, but it looks like it should be right. I mean, your TP stop loss. I don't think you get it, Steven. Your TP stop loss isn't based on the profit number, it's based on the point movement. Steven set his to 1,000,000. I don't know what that means. If you set it to 1,000,000, like I don't know if this is 1,000 point move, this is a 10,000 point move in with regard to profit, Steven. I don't think you're understanding that you're supposed to set it by points, not by profit. He said, just when I thought he was finally getting it. Yeah, you didn't do it right, Steven. You got to set it to points. I don't know. Your ticks look like it's set to 50, but I can't say for sure because you didn't actually set it up by the points. You set it up by P&L, which is not where it should be set. But if you feel comfortable with that, Steven, I mean, do what makes you happy, bro. Because I don't know exactly what to tell you because it's always been based off points. It's never been based off profit number. Yeah, I mean, you're still wrong. Steven said that he set it to 1,000 TP, 1,000 stop loss. That doesn't tell me where the points are set up at. So I don't know where your points are set up for your TP stop loss. The TP stop loss is based off points, not your number, right? So if you think that's correct, then you could leave it as is, but I'm not going to give you any advice on like what to set it to because I don't trade Forex or indices. We're trading futures, so we're basing it off the points here. I'm assuming that the thing is with the tick size is supposed to be the same as well in the future is like 50 ticks is 50 points. So ticks and points are the same thing, unlike NQ where ticks and points are different. Yeah, PC said he's on yeah, he is on MT4 PC. He's using I mean I don't know what prop firm he's using. I thought you signed up for Perdia, Steven. I don't know, bro. I never know what you're doing when it comes down to your let's see, Talanji said, what's the distance with the numbers on the right of your chart, Steven? I don't know. I can't even see. I'll let you figure it out, Steven. But what you're doing is 100% not right. It's 100% wrong because you're not supposed to be basing it off your profit. You're supposed to be basing it off the point movement. Let's see. Justin said, let's go. Big, beautiful Bill hype is here. Probably ceremonial Sign tomorrow for the fourth. Yeah, no, I agree with you, Justin. So Justin's basically saying that Trump has been pretty loud about a lot of things, like how he had the what did he have? The Army Day, but it was like on his birthday, so he basically he threw it like it was his party. And then tomorrow or today he's passing the bill, so tomorrow he's probably gonna have that big celebration of like signing it, like he normally does. But we'll see. We'll see what happens because something might happen over the weekend as well, with it being 4th of July. Let's see. Sam said bad GDP and bad jobs data. Life is beautiful. Also, hopefully YM retraces on the news to grab orders. So we got news right here at 7 o'clock, guys. Let's go back to the main chart. All right, so prices retracing right here. This is the news candle. It's retracing back to the supply zone right here. So what you guys can look for if you're looking to take an entry here, it's going to be a high-low break and retest. So we have a higher high right here. There's no supply zones around these areas, so I would just be careful. I'm not looking to take any entries here because this is the news candle. The news over here for ISM services was positive. So ISM services PMI was positive. Factory orders was negative. So if you guys are really itching to take an entry right here, the entry is going to be a high-low break and retest. So if this candle over here or any candle breaks above this blue line, you're going to look for the retest right here. That's where your limit order will be sitting. I'm not looking to take this here myself. I'm going to be waiting because this is the news candle or this is right after news. So I'm not exactly looking to get in right away. All right. All right, so right here is the high-low break and retest if anybody's looking to take it, guys. If you guys are looking to take it, it would have to fill on this candle. If it doesn't fill on this candle, then you have to cancel the order. So if you're looking to take that high-low break and retest, it's going to be right here at 45,051. If it doesn't fill on this has about 13 seconds left on it. You got to cancel the order. It's got to fill right away. So we're looking for a break and retest immediately. If that break and retest doesn't happen, then this order gets canceled. It did not fill, so the order is canceled. No entry there for high-low break and retest. We have a pending buy signal here, so this can start to set it for an MPSV2 if you're still looking to get in for a buy there. But no entry there at the high-low break and retest. Daniel also mentioned it could be a triple two if the high-low. Yeah, exactly. So if we had the buy signal here, that's what I was looking for. The buy signal didn't actually close, but if it did, that would have been a triple confluence. So it would have been pretty nice if that would have set up, but it didn't. So it's all good. Yeah, Lila said the middle class is going to pick up the slack from that bill. Yeah, the bill is crazy. I mean, the bill that Trump is pushing. I mean, it was so bad that that Elon didn't even want to work with him anymore, right? That's how crazy it is. Like Elon was basically one of the strongest men in the world when he was fighting, when he was basically working alongside Trump because he can make all the decisions. But with the bill passing, like he didn't want anything to do with Trump because he knew how bad it was. So we'll see. I mean, it is what it is, guys. Like we're living in a circus right now, but we'll obviously see where this takes us. Honestly, we talked about this, and I feel like everything's kind of baked in, right? Everything that happens in politics, I feel like it's all planned. It's all staged. Kind of similar to like what happened with Israel, Iran, and us, right? Like I wasn't expecting Iran to like give in to the US so easily, especially after they said that they were going to do all this crazy stuff. I mean, they might still do some crazy stuff. That's like something that you should be like we should be worried about. Um, it's just a crazy time that we're currently living in. All right, so guys, we don't have anything here right now. The high-low break and retest did not fill, so there's no entry there. There's no buy signal yet. It's currently still pending. If that buy signal closes, we can look for a possible MPSV2. Otherwise, if price pulls back down into this area, then we might be able to look for a different direction. So just got to be patient. Just got to wait for the entries to come to us. There's no other entries here. If I don't have any entries for the day, then I would be satisfied with what I got with the orb today. So I think that's going to be my mix, guys, because I've half my risk, or I cut my risk into three-quarter, basically a third. I'm able to take three entries for the day. So I'll probably be looking to take one breakout entry, which is going to be regular, either the regular breakout or the orb. The other thing I'll be looking for is possible opportunity for directional moves and then maybe some sweeps. So my playbook, again, guys, if you guys are not familiar with my playbook, I'm only looking for about three different strategies per day. So this is my daily trading playbook. For directional strategies, I'll be looking for high-low break and retest or MPS V2s. For sideways strategies, I'll be looking for a liquidity sweep or V1 variations. And for breakouts, I'll be taking either the 2-minute momentum orb or the momentum breakout. So for today, both of these hit. Both of these hit, both of these hit, and both of these hit. We had a pretty great day. Pretty much, I mean, there's 6 strategies here, but I'm taking one of each. Basically, all of them worked out. Even the MPSV2 down here. So if you want to count this as an MPSV2 pre-market, the MPSV2 also hit right here. So you got a ton of entries here that all pretty much hit in the same direction. So we had that. If you want to count this right here as a V1, this was also a V1 right here, opposite direction, quick little 20 points. Yeah, literally everything hit today, which is pretty crazy. I mean, honestly, I think this is pretty this is one of those days where like literally everything hit. Doesn't matter which strategy you applied from my playbook. If you applied any of the strategies there, any entry would have hit. So again, for directional strategies, high low break and retest, that happened right here, full TP. MPSV2 happened right here, full TP. Liquidity sweep happened right here, full TP. V1 variation happened right here, full TP. Momentum breakout right here, full TP. And then lastly, the 2-minute momentum orb, also full TP here for 100 points. So literally every strategy in my playbook hit today. And I'm just going to stick to this playbook. I know I try to stick to just one strategy for the year, but the thing is we're cutting into a sideways market. I was anticipating the market to be sideways for summer because it always is, but I wasn't expecting it to hit like this. Obviously today's not directional. It's not sideways, but yesterday was sideways. Pretty much this whole week was sideways. So yeah, if anything, this is probably if you want to focus on anything, it'll probably be this. And I'll probably update the course over here. I think what I'm going to do so that everybody's on the same page is I might just hide everything down here. So pretty much all of our older strategies here, I'm just going to take them all down. And I'm just going to put our main playbook there with these strategies that we're applying. So I'll probably revamp the course a little later so that you guys understand like what we're taking here. There's no video here for the high-low break and retest, so I'll have to create a video for that. There's also no video for the liquidity sweeps. So I'll have to make some videos for that. And I'll probably just have one section with my playbook where you guys can just mainly focus on these specific strategies here. It's going to help a lot. It'll help a ton because you guys will understand what we're looking for. And there shouldn't be much confusion. All right, let's see what I got here. So we don't have any entries here yet, guys. There's an MPS V2 which is currently pending. We have a buy signal here. We have a retracement. What you would need is you need a green candle to close above this area right here for it to be an MPS V2. But we have a pending sell signal here, so that might not even happen. We'll see. All right, let's see. Sam said, I like YM, found it way more accurate for my style of trading. I know it's a lot more like straightforward, right? I mean, because you like to trade stuff like gold and NQ. I don't like gold or NQ because I feel like gold and NQ move very similar to each other, and they don't really respect the they just don't respect like structure or price as much as like YM does. Right? Like look over here at YM. YM pretty much respected this supply zone right here for the break and retest. You know, it turned into a supply zone for rejection right there for sweep, and then it ended up breaking and retesting off that same area. Now it's pushing up. It's just the good thing about NQ and gold that the one thing that I do appreciate with gold and NQ is that it's highly volatile, right? So I think that's the best part about it because you can get into positions and get out very quickly, but I don't find it as consistent as YM here. I think YM is a lot more consistent overall. That's why I personally like it. And that's why I've been trading it for, some time now. Yeah, Sam said, bro, I printed full 80 pips on NFP. It was a hack. Did you so you traded on the NFP release? That's what we were talking about yesterday, Sam. A lot of people I used to do it as well. So if I needed to pass an eval for Apex, I would and they kind of figured this out. I think Apex I should have like kept this a secret between us, but I used to do it and Nick used to do it too. I don't know if Nick's here right now. This is the other Nick. Um he actually taught me that strategy, or didn't teach me, but he explained to me what his thought process was. For the NFP data, you can take trades in both directions. You can take it both directions. Like what I would do is I'd buy like so it was back when the Apex accounts were super cheap. They were like 30 bucks. So I'd buy like 40 300K accounts and then I would have 20 of the accounts buy and then have 20 of the accounts sell. Because you can set ratios up on Replicon on your copier. So on my copier, I would take 20 counts buy, 20 counts sell. 20 of them would lose and 20 of them would win. So I just get like instant funding on like it would obviously you'd have to pay for it. Like you'd lose like a certain amount of money, but it was a good risk because like, it was like I think 50 bucks per account times 20. Like I would lose $1,000. Basically, I'd burn $1,000, but then I would get 20 300K funded accounts. So, it was a good risk. I'd throw away $1,000, but I'd make X amount in funded accounts. So then from there, I just trade normally, and then I would get payouts, and I basically get paid back from what I risk on that move there. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's nice, Sam. I'm gonna take a look at that. That's what I started using. So like, if you guys have noticed, I've been like taking a deep dive on AI and and you can really pull some good data. If you guys have good prompts and you guys know exactly what to ask the AI, like for example, all of these supply zones, these are all, I didn't look these supply zones up. I'm not going to do the work and actually drop the supply zones. I just ask AI to do it for me. But you have to ask them specifically. Like you can't just be like, hey, give me supply zones. You gotta like, I need a supply zone for this day, for this asset, on this time frame, for daily trading or for scalping or whatever it may be, and then they'll give it to you. Like all these levels here that I have marked up, I didn't go and draw these up. Like this stuff would take me forever to go draw this stuff up, right? I drew up the liquidity, but everything else, like the demand zones down here, I didn't do all that work. I did the AI did it for me. So, yeah, it's crazy what AI can do. Like these daily outlooks. Like I literally woke up this morning and then this took me like a minute to do. I didn't do all this stuff. I basically I trained the AI to with a specific prompt to pull up all the important data for me. Because I'm not going to go and do this research, guys. You know how long this would take for me to do this by hand? This would take me like a whole week or a whole day, like literally a whole day to grab all this information and do my analysis and understand like what to look for, like my bias here. This was provided by AI, and it's almost always right because it pulls data from so many places. So, you know, that's just uh that's just the name of the game. Yeah, Sam said it actually backtests. AI is just happening now, and AI made it easier for you to check, but it's actually backtesting. Yeah, exactly. It's crazy. The thing with AI too is the thing that I like the most about AI is that it gets you thinking. I think that's the best part, right, Sam? Because the thing is, the AI could give you as much data as you need, as you want, and as you need, but you got to know what to use. You have to know how to use the data. Right. It can tell you all these numbers, you can tell you all these biases, where these levels are and stuff, but you still have to know what to do with it. Um, yeah, I'm trying to figure out like I just keep digging deeper and deeper, and then my prompts get better and better, so I'm able to identify certain things, which I'm kind of like I'm curious to see where this is going to take me from now until like say next year, because I'm just going to keep getting better and better at utilizing AI. And then also, at some point I'll start putting together my own custom GPT. The thing with the custom GPTs is that you have to feed it information and feed it data, and it's a ton of work. So I'll just wait for the AI to get better on its own, because the AI is going to keep learning and it's going to keep getting better. Um, like right now we're currently at 4.0 or 4.0. Probably by next year we'll be at 5.0 GPT. Let's see. Jonathan is asking if that is an MPS setting up. There was one setting up right here for a sell, but I wouldn't take it against the trend like this. So I wouldn't even take an MPS V2 in this direction right now, Jonathan, because price here is consolidating. So during a consolidating market like this, we would try to look for sweeps, right? Sweeps or V1s. Once the market starts to trend and move directional, then in that situation, we could look for possible MPS V2s. So like for this right here, this could be setting up for a possible high-low break and retest. We had this candle break and close above it. If you're looking for a high-low break and retest, it's going to be right here. I mean, I probably wouldn't take it because, like I said, we're currently in a sideways market. So in a sideways market like this, you want to stick to sideways strategies, of course, right? Liquidity sweeps, V1 variations. But yeah, for right here, for the directional strategies, if you're looking to take it's filled right now. This is a high-low break and retest. So there's a high-low break and retest right here currently running. For the MPS V2, you're going to look for price to push above, retrace, and push back above right here. So this could also set up for MPS V2. If this candle closes red, if you see another green candle come up and it closes above this blue line right here, then this could be entry for MPS V2. But it's not the best strategy to apply right now because we're not in a directional market. You want to apply high-low break and retest and MPS V2s when price is doing this, right? When it's climbing or when it's dropping. It doesn't have to be climbing all the time, but it has to be moving directional. Right now, price is doing this, so you mainly want to look for sweeps, at these areas or V1 variations. There's actually a V1 variation right here. Not to say that the directional strategies won't work, but they're going to be a lot more trickier when you're applying them in a sideways market. We have another V1 right here that's currently pending. This MPS V2, if it closes above here, this could be a good entry. It's not looking like it's going to close, but yeah, so no MPS V2 there. Again, if this green candle closes above this area right here, then this will be an MPS V2. It's not there yet, but it's getting there. Let's see, Sam said, I'm glad you're testing AI and bringing the knowledge here. Respect for you. Yeah, definitely, Sam. I'm here to help you guys out. Whatever I learn and I pull out from my knowledge and my research and all that stuff, it's going to be beneficial for all of us here because I'm looking to win, guys. Like, I'm not trading here to lose. I'm not trading to just be in limbo. Like, I'm not trying to float. I'm trying to like get ahead of the game. Because the thing is, AI is just getting better and better and it's getting more smarter. So if you're able to leverage AI for your trading, it's going to make a huge difference. So like I think what I'm going to do as well is I'm probably going to, and you guys saw my data over here, right? So I've been pulling the orb data for a while now. So I got a ton of orb data right here that I've just been testing by hand. And same with the high-low break and retest. I've been testing this stuff deeply. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get all this data, I'm going to feed it to the AI, and then I'm going to have the AI tell me what I need to do differently. Like, do we need a different TP stop loss? Do we need different risk management? Do we need to, trade at a different time, et cetera, stuff like that. I'm going to be pulling that data, and then the AI is going to tell me exactly what I need to do to make things better. So this is going to be my main daily trading playbook. And I'm mainly going to focus on these strategies, but I'm going to keep improving them. So I'm going to stick to these strategies mainly. Maybe might add another one in there if necessary, but for the most part, these are going to be the main ones I'll be focused on. See, one thing that's been like really popular lately is inverse fair value gaps. So that was something that I was thinking, okay, maybe I should factor in another strategy that kind of like implements that. But I don't think I think the inverse fair value gaps, like that stuff is going to be kind of like, it's going to be a fad, right? It's going to be like one of those strategies because the thing is, people look at inverse fair value gaps, but they're just fake outs. Like if you guys think about it, really, they're just fake outs. So like it's like when price comes down to the fair value gap and then breaks below and then breaks back above, they consider that like, fair value, inverse fair value gap. If price is to bounce off it, then that's a regular fair value, right? Or when price comes down to touch it. So I was looking to maybe look into that possibly for something to factor in, but I don't think it's really necessary because it's just a fake out. We're already identifying fake outs with the sweeps. So, it'd be a little overkill to factor in something like that. Not to say that the strategy is not good. It is good in a sense, but it's only good for now because we're in a sideways market. But once we go into a directional market, those inverse entries are not going to be as strong. That's why for us here right now, like we try to stick to main strategies that will fit the current market structure. Like right now, we're currently in a sideways market, right? So I would stick to sideways strategies. Earlier, we were in a directional market, right, where price was pushing up. So I would stick to directional strategies. And then obviously the breakouts for morning moves. So, all right, what else we got here? There's nothing going on at the moment, guys. The high-low break and retest is still running. Like I said earlier, this is not exactly the best entry because the volatility here isn't very high. But this will probably hit. I mean, the ATR right now is currently at 17, 16, 17. So this eventually will probably push up and hit. Only problem here is that the candles are so small, right? If you look at this here, this is the average candle size, and that's where price is staying. And we need to hit this target up here. So let's see. Sam is asking, very bullish, Sean. You got any resistance around 45, 100? No, I don't. So it's pretty clean right here. This is considered open area. Um, so we should be able to push through here if there's enough volatility. It'll probably push through, but it'll probably be a slow push. I mean, if anything, you probably want to go for a 2020 instead of a 30. The 20 actually got hit already right there. And it'll get hit again right here as well. So if you're basing it off the ATR, looks like that 20 right there is going to get hit pretty soon. Yeah, 30 is going to be a little bit of a stretch. All right. Almost there at the 20. Yeah, it's off by like a point or like maybe even a half of a point. Just another reminder, guys, tomorrow is 4th of July. Markets will be closed. So just something to keep in mind, guys. Still hasn't hit yet. It's almost there, guys. For anybody who's Sam's actually in it right now. He closed at 15. Full TP right there for 20. Like literally as soon as Sam pulled out of it. So if you guys caught that right there, Talanji got it. Nice work, bro. Solid profits right there. We are still waiting for, I think, the 30 hit. Let's see. Yeah, the 30 might have gotten hit right there. I mean, it took a while to hit, but it did hit right there. It's on its way to the 30. There's actually another entry right here, guys, if anybody's looking to take it. Entry would be right here at the 4590, 45,090 mark. So if you're looking to get in, there's another opportunity right here. I don't think it's filled yet. Might be a little too late. Price is already pushing past. Yeah, Visual said tomorrow's open, just early closing at 10 a.m., but probably will be dead. Yeah. I've traded 4th of July before in the past. It's super dead. It's basically closed at that point because it is it's a pretty big US holiday. I would maybe put it up there with like the main holidays. It's one of the more main holidays compared to like other ones, right? Like if you compare it to like Memorial Day or Veterans Day, stuff like that. 4th of July is usually pretty observed. So I think we even tried to look last year. I think last year, 4th of July, we went on for a little bit and we were just like, this isn't it. It just wasn't moving at all. So yeah, visual is right. The market is technically open, but it's probably not going to move at all. So 30 points right there got hit, guys. There's another high-low momentum scalp that, or sorry, not a, there's a high-low break and retest right here that is currently running alongside the previous one. But the volatility here is just too low. Yeah, it's just a little too low right there. Sam said this always do this to me. The moment I pull out, it's full TP. Yeah, I'm not in any of these positions, guys. I'm just following it for you guys here. The volatility is too low. It looks like a lot of people are starting to call it a week already, it seems like. Let's go check what the data was looking like 4th of July last year. Let's go. So we got 4th of July. 4th of July 2024. Yeah, you guys can see right here the candles are super small. So here, let's go to 4th of July for that day. I don't think I could go to the 1 minute. Actually, I could. Wow. It let me go down to the 1 minute. Yeah, it was like barely open. So let's see. Let's go over here to 4th of July. Yeah. So this was the 4th of July last year. The ATR was at like 4. So it looked like it was moving here, but the volatility was like really flat. So like 6:30 was like right here. It basically moved like 30 points the entire day. So this was 4th of July of last year. It was like it moved a max of like 30 points. So yeah, don't expect much tomorrow, guys. If you guys want to trade, I mean, feel free to trade. You're probably not going to hit your orb tomorrow because it's not going to move enough to actually hit it. But this was 4th of July last year. It was on a Thursday. See, the thing with this 4th of July is that it's on a Friday, so people are going to take a long vacation. They're just going to be off for like an extra week or an extra day. When 4th of July is like in the middle of the week, the market is still a little volatile because it's like midweek. But this year it's on a Friday, so people are just going to not trade at all. So just something to keep in mind if you guys are planning on trading or if you guys are looking to trade. Anyways, the volatility here is really low, guys. If you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. I'll keep looking for any opportunities here, but realistically, there's really nothing here to take. The volatility is just pretty flat. It's pretty flat, and I don't think anybody's taking any entries here anyways. Like this would be a pretty dumb place to take an entry, right? If you were to take something here after like all of the warnings that I gave. I'm pretty sure everyone's just sitting out. Here, I'll mark up the structure here. But yeah, like I mentioned earlier, there's just nothing going on here. You can see how slow the market's moving down the middle. If anything, if you wanted to take an entry here, it'd be a sweep. But even if you wanted to take a sweep, the next area of confluence would be down here, right? So there's not really a sweep area to even look at over here. Like you can possibly catch a sweep, but there's nothing here to take because these sweeps here are just going to be regular sweeps. They're not going to be anything really worthwhile. All right, let's see what else we got here. So looks like we had an MPSV2 that was actually running alongside this entry earlier. So earlier we had this high-low momentum scalp or high-low break and retest that came up, and there was a MPSV2 that was actually right here. So there's an MPSV2 that's been running for a while. It still hasn't hit. I mean, it hasn't hit 30 at least, but it hit 20, I think. Let's see. No, it still hasn't hit a 20 either. So we do have entries running alongside each other. We had the high-low break and retest, which hit TP there already, and then we had a MPSV2, which is this buy signal retracement confirmation on this green candle. Neither entries which I would have taken because, like I said, market here is going sideways, so it's not really worth the risk right now, guys. Not worth the risk here at all. All right, so it looks like nobody's in any positions here. There should be no reason to take any positions here. If you guys, if anybody took a position here, you were literally not listening to anything that I was saying because I've been warning everybody not to get into anything. Steven, you took an entry there? I mean, I'm kind of not surprised, but it's okay. It's all right, Steven, take it, move on. Dude, I don't know if you guys are getting it, but I'm like trying to make it as obvious as possible. Like this is not a good area to trade in. And if you did want to take something here, it'd be a sweep, not it wouldn't be a directional entry because there's nothing here moving directional right now. Like if you want to take a directional entry, like if you want to take a high-low break and retest or an MPSV2, wait for price to actually break out of this area, right? If it moves directional to the downside, great. Take an MPSV2 or a high-low break and retest in that direction. Vice versa, if price goes up, then okay, take some entries over here. Don't take directional entries when price is doing this, right? This is like you're basically forcing a trade in this sense because there's no way in this world that you can say that price is going to go up or price is going to go down. There's no way like that you can. I mean, you can guess, but making a proper prediction that price for sure is going to go up or price for sure is going to go down, it's not really going to be. There's no confluences here to really point in that direction other than the trend, right? The trend is currently bullish. So if I was to point it into a direction, obviously I would look for a buy here. But if you look at where price is currently at, it's overextended. So price is super, super overextended right here. See how price pushed up, hasn't came back down? Let's measure from here to up here. Price is pushed up almost 300 points. So if anything, the trend is bullish, but you'd expect price to come back and retrace a little bit, right? Let's take a look at the daily here. We're not at the all-time highs yet, but we're getting close to it. So the all-time highs are going to be at this blue line right here. So let's measure it. We're about 136 points away from the all-time highs. The all-time high might get pushed today. There's no guarantee, but it might get pushed at that point. So it might come up, establish a new all-time high, and then make its way back down. It's just crazy how bullish YM is. It's been super bullish for the past basically 4 months now since the tariffs came out. Yeah, Talon said the day is over. Everyone is out for the weekend. Yep, I agree. Talon said it's likely to go down since people are taking the weekly profits, but I hope it goes up for you, Steven. Yeah, I know. I hope it goes up and hits your target first, Steven, before you get out of it. So it is pushing up right there. Like I said earlier, Steven, it might hit the all-time highs, which are going to be up here. So if it does push up any higher, target area is going to be up there. I'm hoping that it pushes up, and hopefully this time you learn your lesson about FOMO. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, we're rooting for you, Steven, if it pushes. If anything, this will be another high-low break and retest. It would have to fill it on this following candle, though. If it doesn't fill it, there's no high-low break and retest there. Yeah, Stern said he thinks it will hit tomorrow. Yeah, I think by tomorrow the all-time high will get hit because it's not super far. It's only off by like 100 points. So we just need, or even less than 100 points now. Yeah, about 105 points. So we really just need one big push to the upside and it'll reach the all-time high. It's crazy, right? That YM is reaching all-time highs with all this turbulence going on in the world. Like all the craziness happening in like in the Middle East, the trade war, the tariff war. There's just so many things going on in the world, and we're over here hitting all-time highs on YM. It's crazy. It really is. Yeah, Talon, you said everyone wants to see all-time high, the hidden confluence, basically speculation. Yeah, and I agree with you too. And Barack said this is exactly why I would avoid it. Yeah, same here. Because this, now that we're getting to the all-time high, guys, this is going to be an area of manipulation, right? If everybody wants to see the all-time high get hit, what do you think everybody else wants to see? Everybody wants to see it bounce off the all-time high, right? So you got to keep that in mind. This is an area of total manipulation. So when this ends up getting to this point, you're going to have like a handful of people thinking, oh, break the all-time high and go up higher. But then you have a handful of people thinking, oh no, let's get to the all-time high and let's sell off as soon as we get to that point. So you just got to you got to put that in mind, guys. Like there's no guarantees. Just because price reaches the all-time high doesn't mean it's going to bounce off it. And just because price reaches the all-time high doesn't mean it's going to break through it. There's still a level of risk here. That's why for me, I don't like trading at the all-time highs. I like trading at open areas like this right here. Like this area here is cool. I'll trade within this middle area, but I'm not really looking to trade around, these important price points. Or if I do, it'll probably be a sweep and a quick sweep. I'll try to just get in and out very quickly, like 20 points. Steven said if it does break through the all-time high, there will be fireworks. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there'll be fireworks tomorrow, regardless. So it'll hit, Steven. It'll for sure probably hit some point. Rashida said NQ and ES already at the all-time high. Yeah, so if that's the case, YM is probably going to hit all-time high. All right, we're still climbing, guys. The high-low break and retest never got filled, so we are still just watching. All right, we're climbing up to that all-time high. 742 right now, guys. We're getting closer to 8 o'clock. You guys can see the volatility is low, but price is still climbing. So there's still, opportunity, but expect to hold on to positions for an extended period. Because this thing is obviously not going to hit anytime soon. It's probably going to take a while. Let's see. Barack said NQ started this. However, I don't know much about ES. ES basically it trails YM. The pricing is a little different, but it does trail YM. So like, and it's a lot less volatile. That's why a lot of people like to trade ES because it doesn't move as much. It's easier to read price action. It's easier to, but the thing is, we don't really care about that. We want the volatility. So yeah. But yeah, ES pretty much trails YM. So wherever YM goes, ES usually follows. It's just ES is more of a, it's a top 500 stocks versus a 30, so it doesn't move as choppy as YM. So ES is a good option if you want to trade it, but it's pretty much the same thing as YM. Like if I was to put them next to each other, say two charts over here. See if we put ES right next to each other with yeah. So see how you put ES next to YM? It's literally the same thing. It's just it's not as choppy or it's not as volatile. So like right here, price pushed up. Look what happened over here. Price pushed up. Price came down. Price came down. It's literally the same thing. It's just the pricing is a little different. So it's Same movement, just different pricing. All right, so we got YMO. We were pushing up higher, guys. It's making its way up to the all-time high. It's not there yet, but it's going to get to this first level first. We'll see if price sweeps this area or if it continues to climb up higher from there. I mean, either way, there's nothing here to take at the moment. Nice work, Sam. Sam got his little move right there. Solid profit. All right, so here are my stats for the week, guys. I updated my Trader Sync. So here are my stats for the week. This is just for July week one. So it took a win today, took a loss yesterday, took a win the day before that. These are the profits for the first week of July. 24,630. Not a crazy amount, but it'll do as we start off this July trading week. So this week was kind of all over the place because we had, I mean, it's NFP and it's a short week, but pretty decent. The overall performance for my accounts for this year so far, let's see, year to date. So year to date, currently so far, I'm up 437,270. Net profits 353,567. The win rate here is dropped a little bit because we started implementing other strategies. If we were just to focus on MPSV2, it'd be a lot higher, like maybe closer to 80. But we've been factoring in sweeps, we've been factoring the breakouts. And this is kind of just like where we're at. So you guys can see from my equity curve here, we kind of went through a rough patch between basically late April until June, and then we're starting to swing back up. So hopefully over the next couple weeks, the next couple months, we'll start to pick up a more consistent basis with our profits, and then obviously we'll start to swing that curve back to the upside. So I mean it's been a pretty decent week, pretty decent year so far overall. Um, but yeah, I mean, if you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. I've been taking it pretty conservative for the past couple months. I think as we get closer to the end of summer, I will start to increase my contract size a little more. I'm pretty comfortable with where I'm at right now because I'm taking more entries. But yeah, I mean, we'll see. It's just going to be a matter of time until we make these changes or adjustments or whatnot. But as of now, I think we're pretty good with where we're at. I mean, either way, I'm going to keep doubling down on this AI stuff, guys. This AI stuff is crazy. Like, as it continues to get better and better, it's going to improve. So, we'll see. And now that we have a playbook going on, I'm basically going to be just focusing on these strategies here. Mainly the first ones, though. So for me, I'll be focusing on the high-low break and retest. I'll keep testing this. I'm currently like almost a couple months behind, up to date with like what I have. I'm gonna try to get this year finished by the end of this week, and then I'll probably try to drop back another year if possible. And then obviously the sideways strategy as well. Oh, I can't test this though. So sweeps I can't really test because I need to have specific data for that. So I can't really test this as much, but the directional strategies for sure and the breakouts for sure. I'll be testing this 2 minute momentum orb deeper and deeper. And then I'll try to set up our own custom indicator, which will be a little more helpful. So I'll uh I'll give you guys a heads up once that's ready. I do have the source code for it already, so I just need to make some customization for our specific needs. All right. So, all right, guys, if there's any other questions, feel free to hop into the chat. Otherwise, I'm gonna wrap this up. It is 7:49 right now. You guys can see the 4th of July market consolidation is really starting to come up right here. Like I said earlier, we're probably going to get a big range here in price. It's probably just going to keep ranging within this area. I'm anticipating by the end of today, we'll probably hit our all-time high because we're not super far from it. Or if we don't hit it by today, we're going to hit it on Monday. It's about 83 points away. So if this continues to staircase up a bit higher, I think it's very possible. 80 points is not very much. So we'll see. This first level of liquidity here still hasn't gotten hit. And we've got more levels here starting to surface as we speak. So yeah, guys, pretty good day. If you guys have any profits to post up, feel free to send them in. Again, these are my profits for the day. I locked in about 900 per account, 300 for my smaller accounts right here, a couple more right here. You guys can see my totals over here on my chart. So I took one trade for the day across 36 accounts, locked in 20,400. I think I forgot to turn on my copier for one of my accounts, probably my Tradeify, I think. This should have been closer to like 25,000, kind of similar to what happened right here. But it's okay. I'll take my profits as is. Um, and yeah, I think that might be about it. So yeah, guys, if you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Otherwise, on Sunday, look out for the weekly outlook. I'll be putting the weekly outlook for July week 2. So I'll have the weekly outlook with the directional bias, the data, all that stuff. And then on Monday, of course, I'll come out with a daily outlook. But yeah, I'm still doing these outlooks. I'm probably not going to make the videos anymore, guys. I was making the videos initially for the weekly outlooks, but it just took up too much time. And I don't think a lot of people are even watching them. So I'm just going to put my time elsewhere with my back testing, with the high-low breaking retest and the 2-minute momentum orb. And then we're just going to keep dialing in on those strategies, making them better, improving, using AI to improve them as well. And hopefully by next year, we're going to have some pretty super strategies to be applying. Yeah. So looking at my equity curve for this year, guys, I mean, the equity curve looks pretty good, but I want it to be even better. So like right now, we're currently at 400 for the year. I'm hoping we'll be at 400 like even earlier once we hit some more consistency with these strategies and once they start to implement more with the orb and whatnot. So, all right, guys, I think that's it for this day and for this week. If you guys have any questions, feel free to hit me up. Otherwise, guys, happy 4th of July. Enjoy your time off, guys. Or if you want to do some back testing, you can also back test the strategy. I have explained to you how the orb works and how the high-low break and retest. If you guys want to do your own testing, this is going to give you guys more preparation and understanding for next week. If you guys don't want to, that's fine. I'll still be doing the testing. So either way, the data will be there. And I'm pretty excited to run this through AI to see how we can improve on it and what needs to be changed. So, all right, guys, if you guys have any questions, reach out to me. Otherwise, great trading week, great trading day.